Hello YouTube, this is DemonCash67 with yet another Call of Duty Black Ops 2 video. This time Mark Lamia, the head studio of Treyarch, would like to explain the Strike Force in multiplayer and campaign. So please watch and listen to what he has to say, and this was also released at the E3, and enjoy.
Joining us right now, Treyarch studio head Mark Lamia is here, everybody. Good to see you again, Mark.
Thank you.
So yesterday, you showed us some impressive gameplay. Today, it's all about the Strike Force missions, which, again, it's the Call of Duty experience is kind of known for being in a trench with these cinematic moments happening around it. But now we have choices as the player.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll have those cinematic levels like we showed you yesterday with Los Angeles, but now we have Strike Force levels. And in this case, there's a Strike Force level in Singapore here. And what's going on here? These are the proxy wars that are going on in the year 2025, and you get a choice to bring your Black Ops troop into one of these missions. You'll have a choice inside the campaign structure of which one of these you want to choose, which will drive the narrative forward. And I think, and that's not where it stops. So when you get dropped into this level, now whatever you want to play on the battlefield is yours. So right now he's in a tactical Overwatch mode. He's pulled out, he wants to get a lay of the land. He's able to lay waypoints down.
I saw some enemy UAVs, little drones flying in.
Yeah, and then he can choose which one of these he wants to go in, move in on and play. So he's moved in on this Black Ops soldier here. He's got an XM8. He can move between these Black Ops soldiers. As he gets reinforcements, he can take over whatever's coming on the battlefield. So what's great about this is you're playing through the game. You're seeing all this cool technology in the year 2025. You'll experience some of that, but in these levels, there's a lot of it on the battlefield, and you can move to it and play it at any time.
I love that. Oh, this guy's pinned down. I wish I were him right now. I'd use his shotgun in this way. Oh, wait a minute. I'll just go be him.
That's right. That's right. And you can take on, in these missions, there's nonlinear elements as well in terms of, what order you want to take on your objectives and so forth. And they're all going to be different. This one here is in Singapore. You need to take out these laser-guided sites here. You need to jam them so you can bring in your warship, because there's some cargo on this particular area you need to take out. So as reinforcements are coming in, he's going to be able to move to them. So he's setting some waypoints where he wants his soldiers to go. Now I think this is really important, right? A lot of different people play Call of Duty. You can play this gun in hand, boots on the ground, like you played any Call of Duty level, right? I think the philosophy is accessibility but depth of gameplay.
I want to expand on that a little bit because, like you said, they can play it the way that they know how to experience Call of Duty. Traditionally, that meant that one ending. You play it a certain way and you get one ending. However, offering these different options like this are allowing people to have multiple endings and multiple experiences. What are the challenges in expanding the franchise from that very linear, streamlined campaign to what you guys are offering here, which, to my knowledge right now, means you have an infinite amount of things to do in this game. So how do you still create that tight experience that this franchise is known for?
Well, one of the ways we've done it is, there's this campaign arc with your characters, right? And they will have branching storylines as well in that campaign. These are Black Ops teams. You'll know when JSOC's going to come to you, you're not going to be playing as David Mason. You're going to be playing as a Black Ops unit, and these stories will, whatever the results of these, will affect the proxy wars and the Cold War in the year 2025. It's the geopolitical arc of the game. So we'll have multiple narrative threads running throughout Black Ops 2 that, based on how you play, will have an outcome and affect the outcome.
When you say whatever the results, in my head, when you see red and it goes, the screen bleeds out, you have to restart at a checkpoint because failure is literally not an option. But here it is.
In this case, it is an option. As a matter of fact, we've accounted for it. You could fail. You could run out of reinforcements, and then the game and the narrative will take account that this particular proxy war things didn't go well, and here's how it affects the geopolitical arc of the game. Now, if you want to go back and play again, you can do that. You can play at different difficulty levels because it is sandbox gameplay. Sure. You could choose to play it in different ways. This is a live gameplay demonstration. He's playing it the way he wants to play it. He's now just taking over a quad. He's flying around. This is really fun. Okay? In Los Angeles, you saw quad gameplay that was totally different. I was using him as squad backup.
Right.
Right?
Which is incidentally how I would play in Warfare. I would pull back as far as I possibly can and tell everybody else what to do. You and I are very similar in that regard.
The meat shield approach. You guys go ahead. I'll hang out in the sky.
Now, we're seeing a lot of different enemies as well here. You're not just the traditional human enemies. So are there certain strategies involved when you're fighting, say, a drone or a robot as opposed to, a human enemy?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you come up, for example, when you come up against the Claw, the cognitive land assault weapon, that's that sort of tank-like heavy armored vehicle. That isn't going to get, normal bullets are not going to penetrate that. You have to have, rockets or grenades, or you have to take out its legs. I mean, there's different strategies. Obviously, when you're, so right now, actually, he's just stepped into the boots of one of those claws. It's got this heavy caliber weaponry on top. It also has explosive rounds. It'll be able to shoot. So,
and this is stuff that our military has right now, but we're not going to see until 2025, right?
This is all, all this stuff is either being prototyped or thought about or whatever. It's on the drawing boards.
Sure.
And what we've done is we've worked with futurists to kind of like set that out there. This is plausible technology that'll exist out there.
This exists in some form. It might be the size of 4 refrigerators, but
and it may not have a weapon on it right now. For example, right now you might have something that purpose is more like a mule to carry lots of equipment, right? And it might have a camera on it.
Right.
But you can imagine in the future, as we get more comfortable,
the Army loves putting miniguns on everything.
There's got to be somebody in our crowd that's going to enlist at some point that's like, Gatling guns must go on everything.
Absolutely.
Mark just gave me that idea.
He's building them in his garage right now.
That guy right there, look at him, he knows.
Okay,
He's ready to do it.
He's the watch list guy.
He is.
So, right now, of course, there are quad rotors. You could have even gotten one this holiday for you to fly around in and look at things, right?
Right.
It wouldn't have this kind of caliber weaponry on it, mind you. But I think that's the whole point of Black Ops. These guys, they get access to prototype weaponry, all the advanced technology and electronics. So that's kind of like, part of the fantasy of what you do when you're playing this game. And in this case, not only are you playing with it, but you're fighting against it.
Now, you said some of these missions are optional. You can choose which ones you want to do and potentially which order you want to tackle them in. How does that feed back into our single-player game accomplishments and perhaps multiplayer achievements?
So the campaign is separate from the multiplayer.
Entirely.
Keep it. They are 3 separate games. We got and even the way we balance our weapons and everything else. Like the campaign is set up for the campaign experience.
Love that.
Right?
Don't ruin our friends' experiences. Exactly.
The multiplayer is, as you guys know, with Call of Duty, it's like, we're not like that. That is its own experience, and zombies is of course its own experience altogether.
Yeah, and are zombies getting their own sort of single-player experience as well, like their own storyline?
We will have an entirely new zombies, bigger worlds, new game modes. It's its own game.
And I can mow down zombies with UAVs as well.
We haven't shown you exactly what that is yet, but I'll be sharing it with you guys.
I love it.
All right,
pretty cool, man. Hey, look, a lot of this stuff seems to be born from what fans have said. I mean, you guys really pay attention to the fans. Obviously, your online community is one of the most robust in the video game industry. How much of this stuff was born from what fans said? Like, hey, we need more of this stuff. We want our own separate single-player thing from multiplayer. How much of the fans were you listening to when you guys made this particular?
Well, our fans, they are amazing. They are very vocal, and we hear all kinds of things from them. I think one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to create variety of gameplay, and bring new things to the campaign. That dovetails pretty nicely. We have a large fan base who loves the campaign, loves the cinematic structure, but they're also craving some new experiences in the campaign, and we want to give that to them. So I give a lot of credit to the team. This is something we prototyped for a long time before it made it here.
I bet.
And, it's not just new mechanics, it's all the things that you get to do in this. And the fact that it actually touches and affects the narrative as well, kudos to the team. They really went for it.
Listen, you guys have sizable laurels that you could have rested on easily and still been a #1 selling game and #1 pre-order game. But kudos on taking such a departure with it and still staying tried and true to the formula that made you so successful. It's a very delicate act, and it looks like you guys have pulled it off.
Thank you.
So
Kudos to you for saying somebody was fat in the nicest possible way.
No,
the laurels.
No,
like
the laurels, the fruits of their labors, previous labors.
We get what you're saying, Kevin. So everybody behind us, everybody watching at home right now, Kevin and I included, when are we playing this game? When are we getting our hands on Black Ops 2?
Oh, you guys are playing it on November 12th. Oh, November 13th.
But we'll be playing it on the 12th.
Yeah, we'll be playing it on
You guys might actually be playing it on the 12th.
Good.
All right, Mark, thank you so much for your time. Round of applause for Mark, everybody. The game was
Lamia.
absolutely incredible.
Alright, that was the review with Mark Lamia about multiplayer campaign, and of course, everyone's favorite game mode, Zombies. Zombies is apparently going to have its own single-player campaign and a bunch of new game modes. Pay attention to what he said in the video. If you have any questions, I'll keep you updated with new Black Ops 2 videos, news, and screenshots. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.